show it to me?
Yeah. Everywhere. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. Please pray for me. This way? Okay. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Gopi Janavalabha Girivaradhari. Jaya Gopi Janavalabha Girivaradhari. Jaya Yashodanandana, Jaya Braja Janaranjana. Jaya Yashodanandana, Jaya Braja Janaranjana. Jaya Yamuna Tiravanachari, Jaya Kunja Bihari. Jaya Yamuna Tiravanachari, Jaya Kunja Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krišna, Hare Krišna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Panchatattva, Jaya Panchatattva, Jaya Panchatattva, Jaya Panchatattva. Jaya Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai. Jaya Radha Madan Mohan, Jaya Radha Madan Mohan, Jaya Radha Madan Mohan, Jai Shri Radhe. Jaya Prahlad Narsimha, Jaya Prahlad Narsimha, Jaya Prahlad Narsimha, Dev Prahlad Narsimha. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Srila Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Shri Shri Panchatattva ki jai. So thank you all, dear devotees, for gathering for the evening program. I especially want to thank His Holiness Prahladananda Maharaj for so mercifully and kindly agreeing to let me make this humble presentation. I'm so grateful, Guru Maharaj, for your presence. You're blessing us with your presence here, and therefore everything will be all auspicious. Hare Krishna. So, my humble obeisances to all the Vaishnavas. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha, kripa sindubhya evacha, patita nam pavanebhyo, Vaishnavebhyo, namo namaha. So, the reason for this presentation was because I realized that I have been running around to all the other places and I haven't done anything for our devotees over here. So, this was very last minute. But the subject is very important and relevant. Srila Prabhupada, he said in his winding up pastimes that 50% of my work is unfinished. I have not established Varnashram. And Srila Prabhupada wanted that these Daivi Varnashram farm communities become established everywhere so that devotees can live peacefully, happily, and progress towards the goal of human life without being subjected to the harassment and the tyranny of the demoniac rulers. We see how people are struggling just to make a living. It's very, very difficult out there. And especially for grihasthas who are raising children, who have to go to work, it's a very difficult life because to practice Krishna consciousness and keep up with all the material demands is becoming more and more and more of a huge problem because of taxation. They take so much of your taxes, they take so much of your money, and even then at the end of the day, what do we get to eat? Poisoned food, poisoned water, poisoned air. It's really a hellish existence. So Srila Prabhupada knew what was coming, and he wanted that these farm communities become established. In 1977, Prabhupada's health had deteriorated very rapidly and very seriously. But yet he decided to go to Gita Nagari. He said, I will go to Gita Nagari, I will sit down there and I will teach you how to live off the land. But he never made it. At London, his health became so bad that they had to turn around and come back to Vrindavan. But Srila Prabhupada was always talking about how devotees need to come together, grow our own food, grow our own cloth, have your own medicines, and make your own houses. In New Vrindavan, which is the first farm community in America, Prabhupada took a little piece of paper and drew a Prabhupada house. A small house, enough for a small family. He said, take the trees, which are, dead, old trees, take the wood and make houses. Live simply. Depend less and less on the outside economy, become more and more self-sufficient. Prabhupada wanted a completely parallel everything. He didn't want us to depend on the outside, so-called Western civilization, secular society. He said we must become self-sufficient so that we are not tyrannized by the demoniac rulers of today. It is now becoming very evident that we have to do this. It is a question of our survival now and of our children, our grandchildren, great-grandchildren, and so on. So my Guru Maharaj, His Holiness Chandamali Swami Guru Maharaj ki jai, he constantly speaks about this, and he has written a book called Krishna's Way, Natural Living, in which he has lectured about Srila Prabhupada's directions, guidance, instructions for how these farm communities are to come about. And they are happening. In fact, many of the non-devotees are already doing it. They don't have Krishna in the center. But so many people have taken to a simpler way of life. So I'm making this little presentation to you in the hopes that as a city temple, we need to be in contact with our sister farm temples. And you have two. You have one in Bridget, Madhu Manohar Prabhu and his good wife. And you have one closer, I think Bridget is about 2 hours away. Is that right? 1 hour. Okay, so they are both equally distant. And we have one more near Nazaria, I think, which is run by Antardvip Prabhu and Ashtasakhi Mataji and Ragamanjari Mataji. So I have had occasion and the good fortune to visit Antardvip Prabhu and Ashtasakhi Mataji's farm just yesterday. And they are taking care of Gomata. One of the cows, Ganga, has been there for over 22 years and is still giving milk today. Every day, 2 liters of milk. Long after her calf, Dharma, has become a big bull, she is still giving milk. How can this happen? This can only happen where there's love and devotion. She is being treated with love, taken care of with love, and in turn she is giving her love in the form of milk to serve the Lord. So we can see over here how such a beautiful harmony exists when man decides to work with the laws of nature, serving God, and how such a simple life is conducive to good health and Krishna conscious practice, because we are not so stressed, we are not so anxious. We know, Gomata is there, we are going to have milk, we grow our own food. What else is there? We need some little things, we can manage those things. So everything is there in nature, everything God provides. And this over-dependence on the outside world is only going to cause us more and more difficulties. So we have to slowly move to this farm community lifestyle because this is our future. Some of the things, it's still a project in the making. So some things are still in the works, so to speak. But on this farm, they are growing grains, spelt, buckwheat, corn. They're growing vegetables, carrots, beetroots, turnips, cabbage, tomatoes, cucumber, zucchini, green peas, beans. I forget what else. Maybe some other things which I'm forgetting. There are apple, plum, peach, pear trees. They're growing strawberries, grapes, blueberries, and some other berries or cherries, something like that. And Antadvi told me, we are self-sufficient for the past 3 years. I said, you don't have an outside job to supplement, He says, no, for the past 3 years, we are on our own. Of course, we buy a few small things like sugar and some olive oil. But I think in time, even sugar cane will grow. And Croatia is famous for growing olives and olive oil, so I think it can be done here also. So it's only a matter of time. Prabhupada said, from castor seeds, you can make oil. So if we take Prabhupada's instructions seriously and begin these farm communities earnestly, we are going to see a sea change in our lifestyle. We will see our children growing nicely. We will have less and less mental tension, depression, anxiety, which is the hallmark of city living today, less and less diseases, and we will be able to focus on the real purpose of human life, which is what? Self-realization, Krishna consciousness. So this is a humble presentation to encourage all our devotees to have more connection with these farm temples. Go there, have weekly sanghas, encourage them, assist them, serve them, allow them to serve you by supplying their produce and their milk products and so on. And therefore, a nice relationship of cooperation will exist. Srila Prabhupada said every city temple should have a farm, and on that farm, grihasthas will live, raise their children, and supply products to the city temple so that prasadam can be made and distributed to the people. And Prabhupada said, once people eat our prasadam, honor our prasadam, especially paneer, they will forget meat eating. This is how powerful it is. So, of course, we have our work cut out for us. It's not so easy, but I wanted to give you some background. So we will go into the presentation. The slide you see here is Govardhan Eco Village in Vada, Maharashtra, the brainchild of His Holiness Radhanath Maharaj. We've had the good fortune to go there several times. And in the beginning, devotees were really puzzled when Maharaj said, we have to find land to make an eco-village. But they took that and they started searching. They looked at more than 200 plots of land. And finally, they found this place close to the Sahyadri Mountains. It's in the valley, actually. Very remote, 4 hours away from Mumbai. But clean, pure, peaceful, obviously, because it's far from the city. And devotees, the first to go there were the brahmacharis. Slowly, Maharaj unfolded his vision. He wasn't thinking only of devotees. He was thinking of the whole world. And his vision was that everyone would be attracted to this simple lifestyle by showcasing what it means to live in nature, live in harmony with nature. So now today, they have an Ayurvedic clinic, which so many people from all over the world come to, especially devotees. They have a yoga center, which is attracting people from all over the world. And of course, devotees go there. There are so many programs being held there, weekend retreats. And the city of Mumbai and wider Maharashtra, the general public is coming there to hold weddings, to hold school picnics, to teach their children this kind of lifestyle. And so many wonderful things are happening through this project called Govardhan Eco Village. It has won international awards for sustainable living. And the director, I think, is Gauranga Das. He's frequently invited to speak. Water conservation, seed conservation, gobar gas, which means cow dung gas to make methane gas. All these things are happening in Govardhan Eco Village. And it is all happening by cooperation of the devotees in order to manifest this dream of Radhanath Maharaj. There's a little Vrindavan inside that complex where pastimes of Krishna are there in the form of dioramas. And there's Govardhan. You take parikrama of that Govardhan is the same as taking parikrama of Govardhan in Vraj. So very beautiful, very peaceful, very clean. Sustainability is the most important thing. No plastic is allowed. Even in the bathroom, you will find steel buckets and steel mugs. There's no plastic whatsoever. So what I'm trying to say over here is, we can have that lifestyle, and it's not like, you live, in a shack. Very beautiful buildings made of mud bricks are there. There's also some modern amenities just to make sure that people who come from the outside world are comfortable and have what they need. So there's internet and, all the other things, electricity and so on. But it is that lifestyle which is more conducive to peace of mind, which people are attracted to because they are so fed up, they're so frustrated, and they're so fried with city life. So this is the Govardhan Eco Village. If you Google it, you will see how many things are being offered in this Govardhan Eco Village. Now let's look at Srila Prabhupada's quotes on farms. Civilization will collapse very soon all over the world. Our farm project, can I please request that I have the table here so I can just... Civilization will collapse very soon all over the world. Our farm projects are an extremely important part of our movement. We must become self-sufficient by growing our own grains and producing our own milk. Then there will be no question of poverty. See how Prabhupada is making it so clear that all we need is simple living, high thinking. So, yeah, thank you so much. Will it come? Yeah, I need that table so that I can access the... So develop these farm communities as far as possible. If these farms become successful, then the whole world will be enveloped by Krishna consciousness. Krishna is the farm acharya. Okay, it's gone back. Thank you. Yeah, that's good. Krishna is the farm acharya. Baladev is holding a plow and Krishna is holding the calf. This Krishna consciousness movement will go down in history as having saved mankind in its darkest hour. We have to think, plain living, high thinking. The necessities of this bodily existence should be minimized, not unhealthy, but healthy to keep oneself fit. But the time should be utilized to develop Krishna consciousness, spiritual life. Then this whole problem is solved. This is a conversation with Allen Ginsberg in Columbus. Simple living and high thinking is the solution to economic problems. Therefore, the Krishna consciousness movement is engaging devotees in producing their own food and living self-sufficiently so that rascals may see how one can live very peacefully, eat the food grains one has grown oneself, drink milk, and chant Hare Krišna. This is in teachings of Queen Kunti. And wherever Srila Prabhupada went and was presented with some produce from the farm, he would look at it so lovingly and he would say, this is 100 times more valuable than what you get in the market. Why? Because right from the beginning, it's made with love and devotion. The seeds are planted by devotee who is offering it as a service to Krishna with love and devotion. It's cultivated, it's harvested, it's cooked, it's offered with love and devotion. And so that is real food. Not what we are eating today. I don't know, maybe you are lucky enough. But most of us, rest of the world, we suffer from having to eat whatever is available, which may not even be good food. So you see over here, these families who have taken to this simple Krishna conscious lifestyle, you can see how they are living happily in the green forested areas in the countryside, pure air, good food, clean surroundings, devotee association, and Krishna conscious lifestyle. So now from this point on, all the slides are taken from a talk by His Holiness Varshana Swami. So I want to acknowledge that. In healthy families and communities, both male and female are valued equally. Without such a stable structure, children perceive a hostile world, lack of feminine nourishment within an empty universe, lack of masculine direction giving meaning and purpose. Thus, a suffering condition develops, which tempts its subjects with intoxication in order to fill the void and dull the pain. And we all know today how children are suffering because so many kids are coming from broken homes. Single parent families, one person trying to do the work of two. If it's the mother, she has to go to work and she has to take care of her child and herself, and she's so stressed. Today we also seeing single father families where the father is taking care of the child and has to be mother and father to the child. It is such a difficult situation, and many children are suffering the effects of coming from broken homes. So Maharaj is telling us what are the dangers of Kali Yuga and how we can avoid them. Without loving families and communities, we feel inadequate, lost, with no sense of belonging. Modern consumerism requires petroleum and fuel from the earth, drawing out more and more of our energy. Today, they say, experts who are watching all this, they say, we are taking out 150% more than what earth is able to give. Supposing she can give 100%, we are drawing, because we are drilling for oil. We are using up trees like anything. Forests are being destroyed. One football-sized field of trees is being chopped down per second in the forests in order to just make paper for all this nonsense literature. So this is the kind of horrendous damage we are doing to Mother Earth. By 2050, there will be more plastic in the ocean than the marine fish and other aquatic creatures. That's how much we are polluting the oceans. Although it is simpler for the individual to dump broken items and waste into a landfill, the toxic waste burdens Mother Earth, kills our life support systems, and concurrently pollutes our collective unconscious. Why? Because practically all the items we use today, food packets, biscuit packets, chocolate wrappers, they are all non-biodegradable. That means they pollute Mother Earth because it doesn't go back to Mother Earth. It doesn't break down. Now compare that to clay pots, which are reused again and again, especially in West Bengal. Any container of food, if it's put in a clay pot, it's used, it's thrown, it is recycled. Banana leaves, palm leaves, when these things are used, they are again degradable. You can feed these plantain leaves, sugarcane bagasse it is called. That means after the sugarcane juice is removed, whatever is left, all that can be fed to the cows. So it's not a waste, and if we put it into earth, it just degrades, biodegrades, and doesn't cause pollution to the environment. Now look at what we are doing to Mother Earth by putting all kinds of toxic things, and today the landfills are just growing more and more and more. Bigger and bigger and bigger, skyscrapers of landfills with toxic waste. Look at these pictures over here and see how stressed the parents are. Children want attention at the end of the day, and parents are just too stressed to give them any kind of time, energy, attention. There is not enough time to cultivate meaningful connections. Today, parents work harder and longer to earn more money to provide modern conveniences. Therefore, there is less time and energy for children. Having a strong relationship with both parents offers more than mere emotional stability. It furthers connection to the supreme seed-giving father of all, Krishna, and the original mother Radha, the tender-hearted, feminine beloved of the Lord. And this is very important to understand. Children who don't have this nurturing, they find it very difficult to believe in God. Yeah, as a therapist, as a mental health professional, I know that people who have suffered trauma, They have a very difficult time believing in Father God, Mother Radha. They say, the people who are in front of me, my own father and mother, they were never there, and you expect me to believe in some mythical figure that I've never seen, I don't know. Why should I believe all this? Organic lifestyle and quality time with parents can help offspring naturally develop faith in God, which is just what we spoke. Dharma and respect for Mother Earth. Such healthy individuals propagate the perennial seeds of prosperity, living in communion with God's plan. So, what is the solution? Obviously, Krishna came to teach us how to live. As a cowherd boy, what did he do? He herded the cows. The cows went on into green pastures, and they came back and they gave wonderful milk, which Mother Yashoda would make into yogurt and butter and ghee and give to her little baby Krishna. But of course, he goes and steals butter in spite of all that because he wants to taste the gopis' love. So this is the simple lifestyle that Krishna came to teach, and his favorite animal is mother cow. So Go Mata is mother, and Go Seva has to become part of every household's lifestyle. Every household, every family must get connected to mother cow in some way or the other. Ideally, personally, but if you cannot, then support projects that are protecting and taking care of mother cow. We need to slow down and develop a long-term scheme that will conserve our natural resources as well as preserve our relationships. However, Krishna has already created such a system. Understanding our relationships, our place and purpose, facilitates God's original plan, and the will to resonate blossoms within us. It is our dharma, our constitutional position, to feel and experience our relationship to the Lord. So therefore, a peaceful lifestyle is more conducive to spiritual life, obviously. In the Varnashram system, agrarian lifestyle naturally appreciates and utilizes male and female energies in order to maintain a balance. Honoring Mother Earth, we develop genuine respect for renewing, nurturing our growth processes. We value our many mothers, which include our human mothers, Mother Earth, and Mother Cow. The male figure in the agrarian society is represented by the bull, the protective and providing father. But today, what do we see happening to Father Bull? The male calf doesn't stand a chance. Right from birth, separated from mother and sent off, you know where. So, a society which is killing mother cow and father bull, what peace there can be? Srila Prabhupada says all the calamities that are happening today are because of this cow slaughter. To re-establish an ox program as a component of more holistic lifestyle will facilitate a breakthrough in consciousness, piercing the layers of denial of our addictions, because we are all addicted to all the wrong things. Confronting our attitudes about masculine and feminine, as well as humbling us and preparing our consciousness for the profoundly deeper spiritual significance of what Srila Prabhupada wanted for us at New Vrindavan. This is Maharaj speaking about New Vrindavan, so I'm simply repeating, but this is true for any farm community. Foremost among Srila Prabhupada's primary mandates for New Vrindavan was cow protection and agriculture. He emphasized the position of the cow and the bull as the mother and father in order to safeguard our consciousness from seeing them as objects of exploitation. So mother cow and father bull are actually members of the family. In India, even 150 years ago, my grandparents and great-grandparents' time, every household had a cow. And children grew up seeing mother cow being taken care of very nicely, and the milk that she gave directly coming to the children. So automatically they grew up loving mother cow, and taking care of her became part of their upbringing. It's part of the DNA, so to speak. But having moved away from that lifestyle, sorry to say this, but India is one of the biggest exporters of beef today. Can you imagine? Yes, this is how much we have degraded. From the inception of New Vrindavan vision until his later visits, Prabhupada showed consistent concern that the bull maintain a solid footing on the soil of holy dham and in the agricultural field. That means what? We utilize Father Bull for plowing the field, not tractors. He considered the use of tractor as a concession, only to be used in addition to oxen, never as a replacement. Cultivating a relationship with Mother Earth by utilizing the father figure, the bull, brings us together in community spirit. We start realizing that all creatures are equally valuable to Krishna. They are brothers and sisters, so there's no question of exploitation or dominion over others. In agrarian culture, both planting and harvest are festive occasions. I don't know what the practice is here. I'm sure every ancient culture had the same practice. But in India, harvesting and sowing is accompanied by singing, dancing, and praying for a bountiful harvest, where everyone comes together in a joyful mood, delighting in preparing an offering of the gifts of Mother Earth, plowed by Father Dharma, back to their source, Sri Krishna. I know for sure that the Native Americans considered Mother Earth sacred and honored all the creatures as well as the laws of nature. They were more in harmony with nature. If we as devotees of Krishna cannot employ our Father and appreciate his position as provider, how will we ever develop a wholesome love for Krishna, who so dearly loves both the cows and the bulls? Just look at what is happening to Mother Earth. See what we are doing to her today. Every step of the industrial world diminishes the life force of the planet. Chemical fertilizers which are used poison both the soil and those who partake of that toxic crop. Conversely, every step in cow protection and ox power enriches the ecology with renewed life and vitality. Fuel for the oxen team is grass, which otherwise needs to be mowed. When it becomes food for the ox, it returns to the earth transformed and enhanced as manure, liquid gold. So yesterday when we were at Ashtasakhi Mataji and Antardeep Prabhu's farm, they were showing a particular plot which was literally black because mother cow and father bull had been let out to pasture, and their cow dung and cow urine had enriched that whole plot of land. And everything that was growing was so rich and green and beautiful. It was amazing, really and truly amazing. Furthermore, tractors, cars, and machines often become an extension of the ego and aggravate the false identity we are attempting to overcome. Road rage, my car, you dented my car. Yeah, all these things happen because we identify so much with aggression when we are enamored of all the toys of this world, which are not conducive for our spiritual life. Driving an ox team can assist a devotee in learning patience, sensitivity, and a cooperative spirit. Because Father Bull and Mother Cow, slow down, okay. Father Bull and Mother Cow are very sensitive. You cannot bully them. You have to only work with them. And this means being very patient and going according to the mood of the bull and the cow. Otherwise, they will not cooperate. Mother cow also needs very careful handling, very sensitive handling. And then when she's happy with the people caring for her, she's happy to give her milk. In fact, if a member of the family falls sick, Mother cow is so sensitive, she goes into the field and grazes in that particular area where a particular herb is growing, so that that milk which she then produces will cure that illness. This is how sensitive and loving she is. My Guru Maharaj relates that one Indian person who grew up with cows gave this information. So, what richness we have actually in living that simple agrarian lifestyle, which we have lost because of this industrialization, modernization, and infatuation with all the modern gizmos and gadgets and technology, and we're just so dazzled, with all the latest things. Prabhupada said we cannot eat nuts and bolts. We have to eat food. So something to think about. The bull represents power, whereas technology encourages competition, power over the paradigm. True agriculture necessitates and cultivates a cooperative, united efforts, empowerment with others. So Nataka Chandrika Mataji was talking about relationships. These actually foster good relationships because we have to work in harmony with each other and cooperate together to manifest this lifestyle so that everyone is happy. The children are taken care of, the mothers are taken care of, the fathers are taken care of, everyone is taken care of nicely because everyone is working together to make this happen. In working the land with oxen, every step leads to prosperity. Whether that comes in the form of overflowing bounty, the faith that Krishna will always provide enough to go around, or simple lessons in cooperative team spirit. I don't know how many of you have lived on a farm, but I had the honor and privilege of living many years on a farm in America. And being a city person, I had never even seen this. One blueberry bush will produce so many blueberries to fill a basket. And when we used to go into town, one teeny tiny little box of blueberries would cost $5. So tiny that you'd probably just get a handful of blueberries. And here, Mother Earth gives so much bounty. We had kumquats, we had blueberries, we had so many varieties of flowers. Mother Earth just gives so much bounty if we just put little efforts into growing things. It's really marvelous to see. The full range of spiritual and practical imports served by the bull is integral to our Krishna conscious culture, as well as a source of insight into the subconscious mind. The common sight of a bull driving a turnstile reflects the image of Rishabh, who is the source of dharma, whose 4 hooves represent the 4 pillars of spiritual life: cleanliness, austerity, mercy, and truthfulness. At the end of each yuga, Rishabh lifts one of his hooves from the ground, indicating the loss of yet another pillar. Without the bull and the cow, spiritual culture diminishes, being left with no leg to stand on. Cow protection both ensures and indicates the barometer, the spiritual health of the society. The work of the oxen is represented by the plow, which opens the furrow where seeds of our sustenance, as well as seeds of bhakti, are sown and cultivated for the upcoming harvest. So when the cows are happy, then we will be happy. Until that happens, we cannot expect to have peace. We cannot expect peace if we are killing and doing so much harm, not just to mother cow, to so many creatures. The fish, the whales, the goat, the sheep, chickens, everything just being slaughtered for the sake of the tongue. So Krishna consciousness is the only solution to the problems of the world today. Placing dharma back in the field represents more than a sattvic and sustainable way of life, as these are mere consequences, not the actual fruits of the harvest. The root significance is valuing Krishna's arrangements and Srila Prabhupada's intent for us, the spiritual foundations for everything else that we do. So this is important to understand, because those who are just going out there, they're doing their simple living natural, simple lifestyle, etc. They don't have Krishna in the center. So after some time, they come together, but things peter out because there's no unity of purpose. And people lose because they don't have that strong uniting factor which is there for devotees. We want to please Krishna. We want to serve Prabhupada. We can assist in creating new Vrindavan as a harmonious, interdependent farming community where sustainability is manifest in both earthly and spiritual ways. The world can then see a true and complete solution to the ominous ecological crisis overshadowing all of us. So, final slide almost. In attuning our lives with the rhythms of earth culture, we live in harmony with Mother Nature and in accordance to Dharma, Krishna's design for order in the universe, which creates a deeper connection to our universal and merciful Mother, Srimati Radharani, and to the message of our Father, Lord Krishna, to chant his holy names. The Maha Mantra is likened to the sound of Sri Krishna's flute song, which calls all the lost cows back home. Sri Krishna, by his flute playing and the rope he carries, assures the cows will be home in time for their milking. His big brother Dauji, by the plow he carries, ensures that the oxen will be properly situated. And Srimati Radharani, Rishabhanu Nandini, by the name she cherishes, assures that the archetypal bull, Rishab, will forever be honored. Although lost and misguided, we can follow in the footsteps of the cows and the cowherd boys and girls by chanting Krishna's names. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Attracted by that sacred vibration, we too can return home to Krishna's heartland, Golok Vrindavan. So chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So chant and be happy. Thank you all very much for patiently listening. We can open up for comments, questions, realizations. Anything anybody would like to share?
Just as I repeated many times, thank you for the presentation. Bhumi Ki Jai.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Maharaj, for being so kind to us today.
Yeah, I wish I could become kind someday. As I mentioned in my classes also, that as soon as you eliminate the cow and the bull, then you necessitate the downfall of civilization, because in order to replace the cow and the bull also, then you need a tractor. But in order to get the tractor, you have to mine the earth. But in order to mine the earth, you have to build machines. In order to build the machines, you have to have other factories. In order to get the factories, then you have to have oil. In order to get the oil, you have to build boats. In order to build the boats, you need more factories. You have to mine the earth even more. And then when you get the oil, then you have to fight for it, so you need armies. And then you have to kill so many people to get the oil. And then you got to pollute the air. Then you pollute the air, you pollute the earth. And then because you have a tractor, and instead of cow dung, you need fertilizer. So then you have to further make chemicals in order to get the fertilizer. But then the tractor kills all the organisms within the soil that actually help grow the food. So you need more fertilizer. And then the food that's grown attracts all kinds of then you have to have pesticides, insecticides, and peoplecides.
And finally, man will go so mad he will commit suicide.
Yeah, all sides, on all sides.
Yes, Maharaj.
So the civilization can't last, because Mother Earth, just like when Prithu Maharaj was here, Mother Earth refused to give the seeds for food because she didn't want to feed the demons.
Yes.
But now there's only demons, so Mother Earth is going to close up the shop, and we're all going to have to either go home or be out of a home.
Yeah, what Maharaj is saying is 100% on the dot, because Prabhupada also said, one day people will be dying by the thousands in the streets because they will have no food, no shelter, no water, no nothing. And because they cannot grow their own food, they're depending on food coming from outside. When that source dries up, what will they do?
Well,
Something to think about.
I mean, our leaders, just like statistically speaking, after this pandemic,
Plandemic. I was just going to say the plandemic.
Then so many people after taking these jabs, millions of people have died. So the demoniac leaders, they believe that they got to get rid of most of the population if they're going to get anything to eat. Could you imagine going to a grocery store and you have to pay $10 billion for a carrot? It's like that in Zimbabwe and places like that. They used to have $1 to $1 now, and then it became $100 trillion to buy a carrot.
Oh my God. Yeah, this time is coming where they will tax us to death and they will make our life so miserable. Srila Prabhupada said devotees will be forced to flee to caves and mountains just to escape the tyranny of these demoniac people who want to. My Guru Maharaj says they don't want to take just a little of your money or some of your money or most of your money. They want all your money.
They want all your blood and flesh also.
Exactly. So really the writing is on the wall. Devotees will see, either we are forced to do it or we voluntarily do it. The choice really is, the intelligent way to do it is to hear what Prabhupada is saying, follow those instructions so that we can at least live. Otherwise, how are we going to survive into the next century? What about our children? What about our grandchildren and great-grandchildren? And the next 10,000 years of this Krishna consciousness movement depends on what we are going to do, what we are doing today. So, we have no choice. We really don't have a choice. We have to have farm communities.
But in order to get the farm communities, we need more resources. In order to get more resources, we have to convince the general population of this necessity. And for that, we have to go out and chant Hare Krišna, distribute prasadam, distribute this transcendental literature, to give ourselves and others the intelligence, the brains, to understand what this is all about.
Thank you, Maharaj. You put it in a nutshell. Krishna consciousness. Chanting Hare Krishna, going on the streets, distributing the literature, giving people prasadam, helping them to understand the philosophy, all these things, because we need that critical mass. We need to have enough people convinced and willing to put their shoulder to the wheel and make this happen. Haribol! Yes, Maharaj, I do realize that I have been remiss in that regard, but for me, it's just one more thing to do and I don't know how to do it. So I've been asking Natika Chandrika to help me. Maybe at least today I should do the sadhana sheet before going. For today and yesterday. Yes. Natika Chandrika, please go ahead.
Thank you very much for a very nice lecture, Mataji. I have one question. I'm thinking, what is the problem? Last week, Ian Prabhu sent me the message, and he said, would you like to invite?
No, it's working, it's working.
Would you like to invite some devotee that come to us in Brežice? We try to 2,000 pieces, and we are sending a message maybe up to 200 numbers to devotees, and he say, no one is not react. You know, where is the problem? We should choose another vegetable. Also strawberry and other things. Where is the problem? Devotion is not.
I don't know the answer to that one. I really don't. I think devotees first need to get convinced about this. I think that people, before convincing others, we have to first convince ourselves. Unless devotees see the urgency, how are we going to come together and do anything? Because we are so complacent, we have got so, hypnotized by the culture that we live in. Everything, at the press of a button, everything happens, and we don't realize what price we are paying for it. But we are just like, in our comfort zone, We don't want to move out of this so-called comfort zone.
When we go in shop, we have so high price for vegetables, bio-eco vegetables. 1 kilo bio-eco tomato is 3.5 to 5 euros,
So what Prabhupada said was, you're working so hard for a paycheck, you take that money, then you go to the store to buy food. Why don't you just grow your own food? You don't have to work hard like an ass. He said, human life is not meant for working hard like an ass. It is meant for God realization. So if we don't take that seriously, if we think, it's okay, I can, coast along, I'm muddling along pretty good, my kids are doing fine, they're okay, I'm okay, my wife is okay, everything's okay. We are going to be in for a very rude shock in the very near future. Because once the cities collapse, what are we going to do? Actually, it is already happening. It doesn't reach the mainstream media, but it's already happening in many parts of the world. There's rioting just for food. People don't have proper shelter. They're living in subhuman conditions. You think that all this is just going to go on? There's going to be a massive rebellion on so many fronts. And people, in the end, they'll be just gangs will be just roaming around looking for anything to kill and eat, even other human beings. Prabhupada said this when he was talking to Allen Ginsberg. Allen Ginsberg asked, and in the end, what will happen, Prabhupada? Prabhupada leaned forward, looked straight into his eyes and said, in the end, I will eat you and you will eat me. That time is coming. Kali Yuga. But there is one great redeeming feature. Lord Chaitanya has come and he wants this golden age to manifest. And who's going to do it except us? So our city temples must become very supportive of farm temples and help and encourage those devotees who are pioneering this work with great hardship and difficulty. They're doing something that all of us other devotees are not yet doing. They are the pioneers of the next phase of our movement. Just like the first generation of Srila Prabhupada's the first generation of our devotees, Prabhupada's disciples, what unbelievable hardships they underwent just to start this Krishna consciousness movement. My Guru Maharaj said they would have to break the ice in the bucket to have a bath. It used to be so cold. They didn't have enough clothes sometimes to wear. They definitely didn't have heat. Meals were just oatmeal cooked in water. No sugar, no nothing fancy. Yes, New Vrindavan was very special. Oat something. Prabhupada would say, oats, this food is for horses. But they ate that because they couldn't afford anything else. Of course, later on the cows came and then after that there was plenty of milk. So much milk devotees were drinking that they fell sick. Then Prabhupada said not more than half a pound of milk a day per person. Of course, that was much later. But in the beginning, they had to struggle for everything. You know how my Guru Maharaj would cook? With wood. And the soot would fill up the whole kitchen. Every 15-20 days, he would be blinded. He had to just stop, wait till his eyesight recovered, then again go there and cook. 9 years of doing that. Ladini Mataji. How many have heard of Ladini? She is also Srila Prabhupada disciple. She gave up her life in Liberia trying to protect devotees. When you read about her life and the austerities, not just the men, even the ladies, unbelievable austerities. I personally know one Mataji who told me she hit the streets to distribute the books within 6 weeks of giving birth to her baby. Every 3 hours, her husband would bring the baby to her to nurse the baby. She would nurse the baby 15-20 minutes, back again book distribution. Every 3 hours. Can you believe what kind of sacrifices? You know, all the temples in India have been made by the blood, sweat, tears of devotees in USA, Canada, Europe, everywhere, distributing books and sending money. For the Juhu temple, Vrindavan temple, Mayapur project, all these came from the book distribution money that was sent there. Women have gone with babies strapped on their backs to distribute books and raise money for the temple. Both men and women made tremendous sacrifices that first day. So what we have today is because of the sheer hard work and sacrifice of that generation of devotees. But what we are going to give the next generation, something to think about. If we don't do what Prabhupada wants, what is the legacy we'll be passing on to our kids? They're going to ask us, so what did you do for Prabhupada? You just ate nice Krishna Prasadam and got fat? Enjoyed all the opulences that came with being the second generation? What did you do for us? Something to think about. Isn't it? You have a lovely guest here today. May we know your name? Yes. Nandarani. Thank you so much for coming today. You must be having some special interest in this topic. So you came or you just came?
I just came and I feel that I should stay.
Please stay. So we got lucky to have your association today.
I'm lucky. Thank you.
Would you like to say anything about this subject?
It's very interesting.
Can you please give her the microphone? So it's not working? I think it's working. Just.
Low battery.
Oh. Nandarani, please speak into the microphone.
Yeah, thank you for this topic. It's very interesting. I think that all people should know this, where we are going. It's a very sad situation, and I think it's very important that we do something. I see myself, I'm just wasting my life.
Why don't you join the temple? There's a beautiful Mataji ashram. Here's Natika Chandrika right here. We have beautiful programs. Haribol! Come and join us. We have singing, dancing, a lovely vegetarian feast for everyone. We read beautiful literature. We go out on the streets singing and dancing. We give books to people to enhance their consciousness. So it's a beautiful life. Maybe you should join us tonight. Move in. We have clothes. We have everything. Yes. The cupboards are full with nice clothes, saris, gopi skirts. You will look even more beautiful than you are. Yeah, I'm serious. What? What is there to laugh? I think it is very nice that Nanda Rani is here. Maybe Krishna has sent her here. Her name is Nanda Rani. So maybe you will lead the way for us to do all these things that we are talking about. You're the future. You're the young people of the future who will take this movement forward. How far do you live from here?
20 minutes.
Oh, that's nothing. That's nothing. You can live here and still go pick up things, say hi, hello to your daddy, mommy, and come back here. Right? What do you say?
It's not so easy with my nature. I don't
What nature do you have? Oh, we have the answer for that. You come here in the kirtan, all your disturbance will vanish. You'll feel so joyful and so happy and so blissful and so contented. All the disturbance will disappear. And we'll take you to the farm. You can go and hug the cows. All your anxieties will go away. This is actually, people pay money in America for cow therapy. Disturbed people, they pay $40 an hour to go and hug a cow. You know that? Yeah. Just because they're mentally disturbed. And once you're close to mother cow, because she's so sattvic, she's so pure, automatically all the mental disturbance comes down. So every week we will take you to Antardweep's farm. You can go hug a cow, can eat nice Krishna prasadam, sing and dance with us, make your life successful. Yes? Please consider. Yeah, I'm serious. Would you like to stay tonight? No.
Tonight, no.
Tomorrow night.
Maybe I can come to Mangalarati.
Haribol! That is wonderful. We will look forward to having you for Mangalarti tomorrow. It's a deal. Haribol! Thank you very much. Okay, it's 8 o'clock. If there's nothing else, we can stop here. My humble obeisances, vancha kalpatarubhyascha, kripa sindubhya evacha, patita nam pavanebhyo, vaishnavebhyo, namo namaha. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. His Holiness Chandramauli Maharaj ki. His Holiness Prahladananda Maharaj ki. His Holiness Radhanath Maharaj ki. Guru Parampara ki. Srila Prabhupada ki. Gaur Premanande. Haribol.
In to so tudi
Od 25. junija?
Julij 7. In to so tudi ljudje, ki niso bakteši, oziroma ki so samo tako malo spiritualno, ki nekako so nagnjeni, pa še ne vejo kam, a ne. Ja, res je to slišno. To sem pa malo odnika, rabiš, ne. Ko smo bili letos v Indiji, smo bili v Vrindavanu, oziroma ko smo šli z Govardhana dol, in smo šli na eno farmo, kjer so bili, ne v Bošovici, ampak še nekam so se odpeljali. In to je bilo 200 krav in dejansko je pravilno. Vina, česa,
Super. Bistveno boljše si tudi. Upam, da bo skozi imeli to pred očeh. Delaš?
Delam, ja.
V Ljubljani?
V Ljubljani. V osebni asistenci sem. A si še? Koga imaš pred tej? Enega gospoda. Pa je težka situacija. Ne, je v redu. Je še bilo. Zdravje je še v redu. Pa vendar jih najavnejo. Mislim, videl, on je nepokriten. V vozičku, ampak tako je v redu, da ni v bolnice. Ni še tako, da bi bil težak, da bi bil...
Sadu.
Guru Maharaj. He's the sadhu. I'm just a rascal, trying to serve my Gurudev.
That's why you're sadhu. That's the definition of sadhu. Following the Guru.
Can I say, we've been today in a shop, Ananta Prabhu, and she's saying in there, please, invite her, in temple, in prasadam, Next, when I come, my desire is that Natika Chandika, myself, few others, we go to different places, do programs, and invite young girls to come and join us. Join us. Next year.
Action, it must be known. We have philosophy, we have the action.
Next year. So happy to have you with us today.
Thank you for the invitation. I feel blessed that I stayed here.
It's very nice. Please come join this beautiful Mataji Ashram. You'll like it.
very smart, very loving. Yeah. And help people so much. She's helped. Yeah.
Keep up the good work, Mandara.
See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow early
Hare
morning.
Krishna.
Happy to have you with us. Very good. How was it? How was it?
Perfect.
Nice?
Perfect.
You
No,
think
this topic is no one to know, and for this reason I say this story, but it's true, really. Last week, here, please, would you like to invite? I said, I'm inviting 200 people. And she knows. She said, I see this inviting, but you can react to it. I have a dream about this. I have a dream that we go to other places and invite Matajis that come. Also in Croatia. Oh, Krishna.
You think it was good? You think it was good?
Very nice. But you know what?
It made people
I
think.
suggest
It made
you.
people uncomfortable. You
Yeah.
have to think.
No.
No, they should get uncomfortable.
No, you know what?
I want them to get
It's
uncomfortable.
new. I see it. It's new for people, you know.
Yeah, they used to
We-
just
you
on
know-
and on Bhagavatam class, and that's it.
Yes, and also, you know how we are thinking. Yeah, it's never mind. It's not mine.
Yeah,
I
it's
mean,
not my
here,
business.
yeah.
It's
But
not
it's good that we have a bio-eco milk. Yeah, that'd be good, Nataka. Not buy in a shop. No. No buy in a shop.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's why.
but I say, you know, someone, they have a cow. Maybe we can doing one trip or one weekend or just one day to devotee for temple, because we don't go